Let's give a big Dish Nation welcome to my good friend, Academy Award winning Jamie Foxx.
Yes. Thank you, Ricky Smiley.
Hey, so what you working on?
I got an album.
You all over the place.
I am.
So you working on your album? You back to the music?
Got some music. I get nervous about the music, so that's why I'm here.
Right.
I gotta push that, and I think we did a good job. We got Breon Prescott put the album together again for me. He did a fantastic job, and it's always interesting doing the album as you get older. You know what I'm saying? Because he saves me from myself.
Okay.
Meaning, because, I said, man, they don't feel Jamie Foxx. I need to be, it's me, Jamie Foxx music. It has to be. He said, all right, and I will play him some stuff, and he's too old. He said, okay, you want to be in front of the bingo table? Go ahead and play that. But I'm just trying to keep you relevant, cool, fly, at the same time to keep doing music. So I think we really hit it with this one, with the single that we got out, You Changed Me, with young Chris Brown, young Chris Breezy. So that's popping, and we just out here grinding. Yeah, I started in music, but then I went to college. It was only Living Color. Did this character called Wanda. Hey, for real, hey, whole night, and that was sort of like my jail in a sense, because I wanted to do music. So you got to think about this, like '92. So I wanted to do music, and Wanda wasn't really known at the time. I just started doing the character, and Teddy Riley and Guy came to In Living Color to perform. I was like, oh snap, I got to get my music to him, and they said, well, you better hurry because Teddy leaving. Right. And so I'm dressed as Wanda. And he leaving, and I'm like, snap. So I grab my cassette tape,
and put it right on the blackboard.
Right on the blackboard. And I take off running, barreling down the hallway. Right. And Teddy turn around, and he don't know what's going on because he don't know the character. Right. He just see a transvestite with titties and size 21 pumps. Right. And a cassette tape barreling down on him. I'm like, yo, Ted. Right. And he's like, what's going on? I said, man, I do music. He said, impossible. And I was like, oh, snap. And then for that long period of time, I couldn't really get the music off because everybody saw me as a comedian. Right. I would throw parties for mostly musical people, and I put a studio in my house. Right. Because I would have people leave me like 8 bars or 16 bars. I had like Snoop come over, leave me a couple of bars, a Puff or whoever, right? So one day, we at the crib, and Breon brings over this dude with a backpack on, jaw is swollen. Who is it?
Kanye.
It's Kanye West. Kanye. Right. So no one knows who this dude is. I said, well, who's that, Breon? He said, man, that's the new dude. He produces for Jay-Z. He about to be the next dude. I said, all right, well, anybody come to my house, they got to perform. So Kanye performs 32 bars of the most incredible stuff I've ever heard. Wow. And I said, man, how come you ain't famous? He said, man, I'm trying to get there, but I got a song for you. I said, man, I got the studio in the back. Let's go get it. So he takes me in the back. Right. And he says, the song goes like this. She says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross, a little. I said, I got it. She say she want some. He said, what you doing? I said, well, I got to put the R&B on it because you don't really know, real R&B. He said, and that's when I learned Kanye really knew what he was doing. He said, don't do that. He said, and you know how you go from that smile to a frown? He was like, don't do that. And I said, why? He said, because music has changed since you tried to start to do it. And so he said, just sing it simple. So I sung it. I'm thinking in my mind, okay, the song gonna be whack. He ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? It's not R&B. You know what I'm saying? And then I went off. I did a bad movie. So I get back. He said, remember that song you thought was whack? It's #1 in the country. And that's how the music jumped off.
Wow. So what did you change in the studio right then? Huh? That's one of my favorite stories because I heard you talking about that on the Foxhole. I was listening. Yeah. But like when you started singing R&B, and he said so.
No, he said just keep it simple. He said because they ain't really doing all that ooh wee and yeah and right. And I was like, okay, cool, and I followed it, and that's what kind of put me in the music game, and it put me in a younger look. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people who didn't remember, people don't remember. Well, people that were young enough not to remember what I was doing on In Living Color only saw me on the feature with Kanye, and that's why the music I think sort of jumped off because they didn't have that comedic reference. A lot of
right. But you know what's so great about your shows, man? Yeah. You can do all your songs and do that damn comedy in there, and there's no pressure to do this comedy.
Yeah. Well,
it just comes natural.
Because you can't, because I don't know about you, but like when I said we're gonna see Ricky smile, I said I know it's gonna be off the chain, and it's something about having that. The comic muscle. It's like when we see our heroes stop doing it. Right. You know what I'm saying? When you see them and they get, they get in their own head, and that's what I don't ever want to have. Right. When you lose, like we worked with Eddie Murphy. Right. And Eddie was, I was so happy to work with Eddie Murphy on Dreamgirls. As soon as I hit the set, Eddie!
Yeah.
And his glasses he was like, oh, man. I said, come on, man, we doing this, man. Come on, baby, we finna kick. And he was just like, I said, man, you got to go back and be dangerous again. So, Eddie, I see Chris Tucker. Chris! Hey, man. I said, I don't ever want to lose that. So the comedy will forever be, at the forefront, and then the music just complements.
What's the secret, man? Because you ever get afraid of being able to top yourself? Because you just keep climbing and climbing and climbing.
I think you just have to sort of look at where everything is going and always just do that. You know what I'm saying? Just try to do that. It's like, and then when it comes to the music, just make sure that whatever song you're singing, some other artist can sing, and it could work for them as well.
Right.
And try to take a little bit of your ego out of it. That's what I'm saying when I'm talking to Brian. I don't put my ego into it, because when you start thinking about what you would do, a lot of times that's what you would do, back in the day. So I just I'm an executor now.
Right.
Like sometimes I don't know what the right thing to do or to sing, but if they put it in front of me, I just go ahead and execute it.
What was your first car?
My first car was
a 79 Toyota Corolla 4-speed.
I had a 72 Beetle.
What?
72 off-white. Light tint, no engine.
Now, let me tell you tinted the windows yourself, or it came tinted?
Huh?
You tinted the windows yourself, or it came?
No, you tinted yourself.
Yeah, because you go to Western Auto and you buy
get the whole little tint, cut it the whole nine, and the bubbles.
The bubbles.
I told the girl that's a design.
Okay, so now you're recently playing Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Now
this is directed by Martin Tyson. That's his name, Scorsese.
Scorsese. Hilarious.
Scorsese.
Yeah, Martin Scorsese. Look, doing Ray Charles was a blessing and a curse. After I did Ray Charles, everybody wanted me to do all the old black men. That's all the scripts I was getting. Like, you get scripts to play Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, play them at the same time. We're going to have you play Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. And you meet, and then you're going to play Marvin Gaye, and you're going to meet them and say, whatever. So now this Mike Tyson comes along. I said, this is the one to do.
Right.
If we're going to do one, because I think his story is just amazing. I met Mike Tyson when I was 21 years old. I was on stage getting ready to do my Mike Tyson joke. Complete silence. Because Mike Tyson was in the audience.
Did you know it?
I didn't know he was in the audience. So I'm getting ready to do it. I get to Mike, and there's nobody else. What's going on? And then the dude from the back, who I still know today, Rodney, he said, yo, Mike is in here. And I was like, and that's when Mike was like knocking people out for, breathing or whatever.
Right.
And then the dude says, Mike said, go ahead and do the joke. Better be funny. So, the girls in the audience, what you gonna do, Jamie? I was like, hey, don't incite him. Don't get him upset. But I did the joke, got a standing ovation, and then Mike ran up to him. Hey, today you want to talk to you. You're so funny. Come on, hang out.
What else?
He said, come on, let's go hang out. So I started hanging out with Mike Tyson in the height when he had the Lamborghini trucks, and the world was just opening up to him. And I remember he would go into a club, see a girl, say, hey, you come in, you like BMWs? I'm like, what? You like BMW? Yeah, come on, let's go. And he'd open up the BMW dealership and buy the girl a car. Wow. And he would do that like all over the country. That's how balling he was. And then, of course, his homies would go and, get the cars back or whatever like that. But yeah, it was his height was amazing. And then in building the actual movie, it was the demise that I focused on. Like when the things went bad and he went to jail and things like that. Right. And then once he got out of jail, I had moved to Vegas. Mm-hmm. When I moved to Vegas, I was like, what am I doing here? Because wasn't nobody in Vegas in like 94, 95. Right. And when he got out, there was 250,000 people in the city with no tickets and no place to stay when he fought. Mm-hmm. And the influx of women that came sort of tripped me out, because it was women at my house staying, getting ready to go to the fight, and they were all corporate and beautiful. I said, let me ask you this. What is it about Mike Tyson that you love so much? She says, the girl's getting ready. She said, Jamie, it's just something about somebody that ain't got no shirt on, no socks on, and can just beat up everybody in the world. I dig that. And I said, well, cool. And so when we went to the after party, I just watched how all the women and everybody, he couldn't move, right? And we ended up going to his house, and this one we saw some of the cracks. Stevie Wonder was there,
and what was he doing?
He was on the piano.
Okay.
And what's the thong song, dude?
Cisco.
For whatever reason, Mike didn't like Cisco.
He didn't.
So a big party, he's just like, how you doing? Hey, get away from me, thong song. I hate that. Get the thong song. Get out of here. I hate that thong song. And then all of a sudden, this one I saw a crack where a girl asked him, Mike, can I take a picture? Get the away from me. You don't want to take a picture. You want to put me back in jail. That's what you want. And we was like, oh, you want to put me back in jail? And he started raging, and the bodyguard was like, yo, Mike. It was like an animal guy. He was like, Mike, just like, no, get away from me. get away from it. And I literally remember Stevie Wonder not knowing what was going on. Stevie was like, I said, and I was like, what are you doing? I said, Stevie, sit down. It ain't cool. I said Stevie, you don't want to catch one.
Was he smiling?
No, I don't know what he was.
Oh, you were nervous.
He heard that. His notion was to just flee. He had to flee.
Wait. So, take us back to that moment. So Stevie on the piano. All right, so I'm gonna do Mike Tyson. You playing? Wait, what is going on? Get away!
He walking, but ain't bumping into nothing.
He put a save on here. Because Stevie like, I need to see what's going on. When he starts swinging, I need to see what the fuck is going on.
Stevie can really see.
He got real nervous.
But what happened was that it was so surreal, and and then he turned and he barked on Cisco again. Get away from me, thong song. And the lady in the kitchen, who was his play sister, walks up and says, come here.
Right.
Come on. And he was like this. Come on. So I was like, that's an amazing layer of the movie. Flash forward to when we take it out to Paramount to sell it, where we sold the movie. I go to Mike's house, and it's completely different. Modest house, kids around. And I say, Mike, how you doing? And it's different, Mike. He goes, I'll pray this to Allah, my brother. I'm happy. I said, why are you happy? Because I don't have any money anymore. I said, you happy about that? I don't have any money, so nobody could take anything from me anymore. I said, what the whole problem was I had money, so everybody was always trying to take it with so many devils around me. So
yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's the movie right there. Mm-hmm. And when he's sitting there, and his daughter was playing, and he would always say, don't go around there. You got to stay where I can see you. Stay where I told you, don't do that. I got to be able to see you, baby. Come on, I got to be see you. Don't make daddy angry. It's because he lost his daughter. Mm-hmm. So I said, that's the Mike Tyson that I think will be great for the film. And then the way we start the movie out is like this. Imagine a camera shot high, not high as the heavens, but high as over the trees, and it's snaking through New York where he grew up. Just one shot, snaking through, and you see people's breath is cold, and it's blue collar working, but at the same time you hear focus mitts being hit, and the camera just snakes through. Finally, it ends up on this gym, and the doors are closed, and you hear the focus mitts become louder. When the doors miraculously open, the camera goes in, and you see in the distance a hulking figure with focus mitts and a little kid hitting the mitts. My dad told me you were the greatest fighter to ever fight. Don't worry about what your dad said, just hit the mitts. But my dad said you was the great. And then as the camera gets closer, you see that it's me as Mike Tyson. Don't worry about what your dad said. Just shoot the right. And when you shoot the right, shoot it with authority. And you see the kid, slow motion, shoots the right, hits Mike in the chin. All of a sudden, he's playing. Mike is playing. He's falling back in slow motion. And when he hits the canvas, ding, we flash back to the last fight where he got beat up in Memphis. And he's like this. Not Buster, but the last fight. And he's this. And everybody is yelling different things. Bum, you ain't this. Mike, get up, all of this. And he's just looking at all of this, and he's like, spits his mouthpiece out, and it becomes quiet and calm. He's just looking like, I'm done. And before we relax into that moment, all of a sudden the referee comes up. 1, 2, and we flash back to the young Mike. That's how it was.
Wow. You came up with that?
Wow.
Bruh.
So what part of his life are you looking forward to recreating?
Hold on.
Well, here's the thing.
1 second, I'm sorry.
What kind of sexual is this? She trying to make me suck a microphone.
She sure did. She sure came over there.
I was like, what is going on? What was I saying? I was about to say something.
You're talking about Mike.
So what
Lost
part?
your train of thought. So you have the title of the movie? Y'all know the
Oh,
title?
I knew I was going to tell you.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to all aspects of playing it, but not the aspects of fighting. You've already seen the fights. So what we want to show is those moments that we just talked about, his life, like his actual life. And what's great about the film is that Terry Winter, who wrote Boardwalk Empire, is writing it, and Martin Scorsese is writing it. And this will be the first movie he's directed about boxing since Raging Bull. That's what I'm saying.
You have a title?
No title.
Do you know how far it's gonna go into his life? I mean, how far is it
every
gonna go
aspect?
up to?
I mean, if I don't want to tell too much about what Mike told me about what to do, but I'll tell this one story. I said, Mike, because we started just going over stuff. I said, Mike, on a Friday, it was Friday. I said, Mike, what would you be doing 25 years ago? Oh my God, it's crazy to be debauchery. First we have an orgy, and then after we have the orgy, we'll go to the club and we just and it was just like I was like, and we started getting all of this great stuff that I think in the movie will be like what you really gravitate to, because all of the stuff you've already seen, there's no need to really recap it.
Wait, what about Robin Givens? You got an idea for Robin Givens?
You know, my first thought is to once again ask Kerry Washington to don the character, and I think that part is. Oh,
she'll be playing Robin Givens?
I hope so. If that's my first choice because I think she could really and plus we've been Ray Charles, Django has just been
right. Now I know this off the subject. Bro, when you play Muhammad Ali's
a prophet, how are you going to be God's son?
The man that you play
with the hair.
Bundini Brown.
Bruh, out of everything you have ever done, that's my personal
Muhammad Ali's a prophet. How are you going to be God's son? As soon as you come out the garage, you'll be doing it too.
Man, you killed that.
That was
I've
great.
seen you do everything, but that right there, I don't know why that's so personal.
Because you know what it is? He was one of those dudes that you've seen before, and that was a hard character to crack. Yeah. Because I had just came off of doing. I'm trying to think. I doing all these different characters.
With the violin.
No. It was before. I was just in the middle of doing characters, and I couldn't get his character. Like, we was practicing for Ray. I was sounding like Ray Bundini or Bundini Charles or whatever like that. But his character was interesting because the way you cracked the character with him was your teeth. The underbite was made it happen. Right? It's just, Muhammad Ali was a prophet. How are you going to be God's son? It's kind of like LeBron, too. But you see my LeBron?
No.
Just like us.
Especially when he throw the ball away.
You gotta push it down. There it is.
Yeah. Or the back pedal.
It's so good.
You got it, dog.
Why you be looking like that?
Who you looking at? When he had the free throw? See my Chris box?
No.
So much for all that sports. I'm not here about that mess. Hell. So Jamie, look, I'm transitioning to Barbara Walters. How's Katie?
Oh no, who Katie? Who?
Holmes.
That's a good friend of mine.
She's a good friend.
Yeah.
So y'all not dating?
No, we're not dating. You know what? Here's the thing. Katie Holmes and I had seen each other in the Hamptons, and we do this whole big charity thing, and she comes on stage and dances with me along with other people. Mm-hmm. Colin Powell and everything like that. And for some reason, this story takes off, and I was like, that's weird. So I call Nancy O'Dill and I say, hey, Nancy, could you do me a favor? Could you tell them people stop all the lying stuff? Because what you don't understand is that I'm not the person who want to be defined by anybody I date. That's the first thing. So even if I was dating someone, no one would know anyway. I said, but it affects my situation because I got a girl who's like, yo, who is this bitch? You tell me. I said, hey, no, that ain't true. So then the second time it happened, is because I developed a show called Amber Alert, a drama, and I reached out to Anthony Zeiker, who created CSI. So we're now developing a show together. Anthony Zeiker has an animation, so we sort of did a trade-off. He has an animation that he's working on. Mm-hmm. The animation involved Katie Holmes, myself, and what is a Vanderbeek kid? So we get together and we do the animation thing or whatever like that. So then somebody flicks a picture. I don't know if they tried to or make it seem like we was holding hands. Well, I said, if it was a real relationship, why they just get that? Why ain't get us kissing or coming out the bedroom, whatever that was. So then I went on TMZ, and I don't normally do that. I said, hey, man, y'all been trying to sell that store for years. Just let it go. Because now you got to understand, in my situation, kids are on the internet now. They see all these different things. They're like, Daddy, what's going on? I said, nah, put that stuff away. So,
all right, I got a little lightning round. These are just some fun questions right here. The biggest misconception about yourself is
that I look like Boris Kodjoe.
Right. And what has been the best advice somebody's given you?
Stay hungry. Quincy Jones. Hey man, stay hungry, man.
All right, what has been the hardest part about being a Hollywood parent?
Time.
All right, so some of the when you was growing up, that one thing that your mother gave you the worst whooping for?
Street lights.
Okay,
Street lights.
Not inside. All right, the first girl who broke your heart.
I can't even mention the name.
Can't say it.
Can't say it.
It's still
tough. That was tough.
Never get over.
Tough, because women don't understand. Like, you can't. Women always want a man to be in love, and when we fall in love, it's that thing tough, man. I was boy.
You know you heartbroken when you can't finish a brand new bowl of Fruit Loops. That's when it's like,
man, and it's that you can't eat.
And you
man.
hear Freddie Jackson, "Have you ever loved somebody?" Come on, and when he gets to that, you don't know how. What? When he get that, I thought I was gonna die at that point. I had my first heartbreak.
I can't take it. But see, you gotta understand. In Texas, you gonna get married right out of high school, and I wanted to get married right out of high school, and I'd have worked at Kodak and just stayed in Texas. But man, she snapped it in two, man.
Yeah,
it was tough.
Just remember,
because you don't understand. Like we ain't like how women and men bend and men break.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I never heard that women bend and men break.
Yeah, but y'all don't act like y'all break. Y'all act like
y'all
break.
Now what do you do? Do you bend or you break?
I don't do neither one of them. I'm resilient. I just keep going.
Oh, that's everybody. Every man has something that will break them. Women are different. Women are like this. This is what I mean by bending. There's hair in the car that's not my hair. She don't run up in the house and immediately go off. No, she take it, she log it as evidence. Right? She put it in a little bag and she hold on to that bitch, right? And then all of a sudden you laying in the bed, a text come to your phone, you accidentally hit the button and ass is on the picture, and she link because she got them damn eyes again, and she see it. She don't jump up and say, "Who that bitch?" And then she log it as evidence. You come home 6 a.m. You said you was with Ricky. Ricky ain't even in town. Ricky somewhere else, and she don't talk to me. She don't say. She log it as evidence. Then when the little bitty argument break out, she hit your ass like a lawyer. Okay, September 16th. There's hair in the car. Article A, let it show. Let the court show that. Okay, you got ass pictures to that. And you be like, oh, damn, I didn't know that. Men, we don't go that far. And that's my girl, and we watch the TV. She go, Kevin Hart's so funny. like how funny is he? No, I'm just saying he's funny. You saying he funny? Like, I mean, because when you met me, you said I was funny, and that's why you was attracted to me. So what you said? I'm just saying he funny, Jamie. No, just what you want to suck? I mean, what's going on? Is that what you want to do? And that's when we go off, right? Just because she said that, then she'll calm us down. We'll go make love, right? But we making love mad, still thinking about what she said, and then you laying there in the bed at 4 a.m, turn the lights back on. Let's get back to this funny. That's what guys are. You don't understand. When we really fall in love, we give it all in. We give it all in the fact that when our homies see that we fall in love, what do they do with us?
Kind of kick us to the curb.
They talk about it. So we giving all it up. And so when we do fall in love, it's terrible.
All right, second part of life. Favorite candy?
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Bruh.
Yeah, dog.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's the one.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's the one.
Wash it down with a Pepsi or Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Pepsi.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah.
Do you freeze them?
I don't freeze
them. Put them in the refrigerator?
I let them melt a little bit.
Right. Do you go around the edge?
I like to melt them a little bit.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's my dog right there. Favorite crust? Domino's got the best crust or Pizza Hut?
Numero uno.
Domino's, man.
Numero uno.
That pizza place, numero uno.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like cake.
Okay, I'm going to try that one. All right, piano or Hammond B3?
Hammond B3.
Bruh.
Come on. You know what we're doing? You should help me.
Okay.
Because we're going to do a documentary about the Hammond. I was at a funeral.
Please let me be
I was at a funeral. God bless my best friend. His mother-in-law passed away, and then we went to Jackson, Mississippi. And the guy who was to play was a little late. And when he walked in and said, "Are you here to play?" He said, "I am he." Right.
Right.
And he sat down, bro. And when he started playing, bro,
spirits.
Listen to me. God, he didn't come all the way in the church, but he stuck his foot, and he brought God down.
Yeah.
And he knew he had me because I was in the front row, and he actually took a picture and Instagrammed me like this.
Yeah.
The dude was amazing. So I said we should do the documentary of the Hammond B3. and find the greatest 10 and the greatest 5 and follow them.
I promise you.
I promise.
I got number 2 or number 1.
Who is it?
Charleston, South Carolina, Jerome Myrie. Wow. I will show you a YouTube video. I promise you'll be crying.
What about is it Corey? Who's?
You talking about the guy in Memphis, Tennessee?
The young one?
No. I think I know that little dark skinned kid that's on YouTube. Oh yeah, he bad too.
But this is okay.
But Jerome Myrie make an organ. I promise you, before you leave, I'm gonna show you this video.
I'm with it.
You gonna want to get in touch.
Let's do it.
All right.
They looking at us.
All right. And this is a musician thing. Mm-hmm. Empire or New Jack City?
Oh man, that's New Jack City. But I love Empire though. I love Terrence Howard on that. And Taraji P. Oh man,
killing that cookie.
Killing it. What's going on with you, Ricky, man? What's going on with the Empire, man? You know the Empire is what it is. You know? Empire, man.
Did he get mad one time when you was imitating him on the Foxhole?
No, what happened was Terrence said something about me unsolicited on television. I just feel that Jamie Foxx, his music is not that good, and he should really focus on his music. And I was like, I didn't know where it came from, but we actually did run into each other at the Four Seasons. It was kind of weird,
right?
Because we boom, the elevator open. He walks in. He's like,
What'd he say? What'd he say?
What's going on with all the jokes, man? And you know what I said? I'm just playing, man.
Now look, I was on your show the week that Cat Williams was going at all of us. He went at you, Mike Epps, myself, and
no, Cat went at Steve Harvey, I think. But Cat was the one that took it the most seriously. And it was crazy because I was at some restaurant or whatever, and I looked and I see Cat and all these bodyguards, and I said, "What's up, Cat? What is going on?" And I was like, "What you doing, man? What is we doing?" I said, "Why are you talking like that? Why am I talking?" And I said, "What's going on?" I just don't understand why Jamie Foxx would say something about me. I've never done anything to Jamie Foxx. I said, what are you talking about, man? He says, we made jokes about him on the show. And I said, Cat, listen, we don't apologize for our jokes. If you want to come kill us like everybody else did, Corinne Steffens killed us, Kevin Hart killed us, everybody comes to kill us, just come kill us. But I can't not make jokes. We teased the president, and it was weird because he had big bodyguards around and stuff like that, and we eventually I said, you taking it too serious. And it was weird when I said you was taking it too serious. You know what he said? You're right, I am taking it too serious. So I didn't know what was going on, but
now, how does the president handle it when you talk about him?
And if there's any indication that Jamie Foxx is full of no, I'm just kidding. No, he's cool. I mean, everybody's cool. It's like you know how we do, man. In our jokes, man, sometimes people get, overly sensitive and they don't understand, man. This is what he's supposed to do, is what we, how we get down.
Just come on the show and air it out.
Just do it.
You got to deal with him, you, Johnny Mac, Speedy.
That's tough.
If you go on that show and you can survive the Foxhole, you can survive any audience.
I remember when our show was first starting, and I had met Superhead, Corinne Steffens, and the way I met her was I didn't know who she was. I was at a club and I saw this girl in the club, and I thought she was just so pretty, and I didn't know who Superhead was. And she was a black girl in L.A., which in black girls in L.A., they usually keep their guard up because we come with so much. So black women like this. She got me like this. You know what? I just want to say something. What the choices that you're making in your movies, I just find to be so exhilarating. I was like. Why, thank you. Why, thank you. So she got me. I'm like,
that. A big word.
Whoa, she was killing me. Exhilarating. I was like, oh, so well, yeah, when I did this, and I started telling, the back history. She said, yes. So I asked Benny Richburg. I said, who's that? Oh, that's Corinne. Mm-hmm. So I ain't know it. And we at the club Zini. Mm-hmm. So it's like 3 a.m. So I said, well, I'm getting ready to get out. You want to roll? She said, sure. So we walk outside. She goes up to the Mercedes, the big body. I said, that's yours? She says, yes. I said, wow, independent? She says, of course. I said, well, I live in Tarzana. I live about 40 minutes away. She says, it's fine. I'm grown. Oh, snap. So I'm looking in my rearview mirror. She right on my ass, right? So when we get to the crib,
I'm in the lamp.
No, I was in a, I don't know. I think I was in a.
I sat in the Lamborghini. I was scared. I'm scared of cars.
Yeah. So when I get to the crib, I'm like, yeah. So I mean, it's crazy how, and I'm getting ready for whatever's gonna happen. And then she says, I said, well, what do you do? She said, well, I write books. I said, wow, wow, it's amazing. You're smart. That's amazing. She said, I was also on Oprah Winfrey. Get out of here. You on Oprah Winfrey? So I'm not, this is the perfect one. I said, what was the name of your book? She said, Confessions of a Video Vixen.
Gotta get dressed again.
Word. I said, hold on one second. And I went and grabbed Dave Brown. I said, Dave, come here. Hey, you know that book, Confessions, the girl, Superhead on the, is that girl in the room? So we literally do this. And he said, no, Foxx, it ain't. I said, why you think? He says, because something would be wrong with her. I said, what you mean? But from all the she have done, something should be off. Like, should be a tooth missing or something. I was like, yeah, you're right. It should be. I mean, because all of that, yeah, she probably would be run down, yeah. All right, well, thanks. So I go back in. I say, hey, you know what? I don't want to bring up anything about your book and what you've done, but I think there's another girl out there who wrote a book similar to yours who also went on the Oprah Winfrey show. And she goes, I was like, oh, snap. And so I find out that it was her, right? And so we had a great conversation after that. And then
you took it out. You took it back to the den, though.
No. We didn't do nothing.
You're right. Okay.
We didn't do nothing.
You stay. Okay.
We didn't do nothing. And then when she got to our show, to do a show, she didn't like the fact that I was calling her Superhead. She wanted me to call her Corinne.
She told me got mad at us too.
And I said, but babe, the listeners know you as Superhead. Well, you don't understand. I mean, what I've done in my career, and I'm like, your career consists of. And so it was this big beef before we get on the radio. I said, well, you want to do a radio show, cool. If not, but if you do it, I'm going to do what I want to do. So I started calling her Superhead, and she destroyed us. But that show blew us up.
So what are your thoughts on what's happening to black men in America?
You know what it is? I think we just have to have more courage when we're talking about this, because I think what we're doing now is we're just sort of, we need real government officials to stand up on both sides of the aisle and say, this is ridiculous. What I say all the time after meeting Trayvon and meeting 30 other Trayvon situations, it's like if a black person, let's just talk about it real. If a black person commits a crime, what should happen? Take that black person, put him in cuffs, put him in jail. There's enough room in all of these jail houses to house anyone who has committed a crime. We're not asking for you to let the criminal go if he's done something wrong. We're just asking, can you put the cuffs on him, put him in the car, and take him to jail? Let me give you an example, Ricky Smiley. In Colorado, a guy who happened to be Caucasian walks into the theater and he starts blowing people away. Mm-hmm. How many times did they shoot that guy?
0.
Right.
They didn't. They apprehended him. And he was murdering people in a theater.
Right.
So therefore, if a guy who has back child support, who's 50 years old, who just doesn't want to go to jail, takes off running, and you shoot him in the back 10 times.
Yeah.
A guy who, young kid, Ferguson, maybe talk trash to the cops. But the reason that we talk trash to the cops is because images that we have in our mind. When a cop sees a black kid, he's got his images. When a kid sees a cop, he has his images because that's all we promote.
Right.
So, but at the same time, he doesn't have a gun. Anybody own a gun in this room?
Nope.
You own a gun? I own guns. Anybody own a gun in this room? Let me ask you a question. If you're in this room and there's guys in here or a guy in here who's 7 feet tall, but you have your gun on you, are you afraid of him?
Right.
Why? He's not going to mess with you. A police officer, I know plenty of police, and let me get this right too. Not every police officer is bad. That's not what we're saying to all of the cops who feel that we're saying everybody is bad. But right. I do know this. He knows this. If you got your gun, you're not afraid. You're not afraid because you know that gun, even if you shot in the pinky, it traumatizes. So we need to strip all of the excuses away because people are dying. But it's going to take courage. If I come here to promote the album, a lot of times people are like, well, are you going to talk about the police stuff because we're still trying to sell the album? The album doesn't matter. Now that I have the type of success I have, we have to speak out on these types of issues because, okay, just use me for an example. There's a thing that a police friend told me about. It's called contempt of cop. Do you know what that is? I'm riding down the 101 in my Rolls Royce. and I'm feeling so mainstream. And I'm actually riding with Tyron Turner, the guy who from Menace Society, and we're just having a good time. It's Sunday, and a cop gets behind me. And I'm thinking, well, I ain't done nothing, so I'm cool. He hits the lights. I'm thinking he's literally going to get somebody else. Come on through. Go get who you going to get. He hits the thing, says, it's you, pull it over. When he pulls me over, Ricky, this dude is talking to me so crazy, cussing me, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so I said, hey, my man, you got to be 27. I'm 47. Why this? Because you. I said, but I know what he's trying to do is
get you mad. Get you mad where he can have an excuse.
I get mad, but I'm 47. I know what it is. I grab mine. I said, here, man, I can't do this with you. Man, give me the ticket, man. But everybody's not going to have the same sensibility that I have.
Right.
Because I literally had to tuck my nuts because he was talking to me crazy. But when you...
What was he saying when he was cussing?
Man,
like,
he said,
what he mad? What is
your
so
problem?
Mad about?
Why are you riding around? Because he said, why didn't I pull over exactly when he said? I said, man, I'm in this lane. It's 4 different lanes. I don't want to wreck nobody. And could you think for 1 second that I thought that maybe you was going to get somebody else? Because I'm not. He said, yeah, I know who you are. It's just crazy. And so all of these different things we have to address. And this is how I think we should address it. The images that we believe a white cop is embedded in us.
Sure.
The images that a white cop thinks a black person is embedded in us. Mayor Nutter in Philly said, Jamie, could you come talk to our police department? I said, let me go check with the hood first and see what they think. Because they were having a situation with the police in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And so what I suggested to Mayor Nutter, I said, why don't you go get the whitest cop you know and let him go pick up some kids in the inner city, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and do a picnic for them, so that those images can start to be broken down, so that kid can see that white cop in a different light, can see him being nice to him. I said, because it's not the situation. We can't solve it here. We got to solve it in a different way. And until those types of things happen, and until someone comes forward who has the weight to say, hey, let's put a pin in this right now, and let's really make it tougher than when the police takes a life, that it has to be a real explanation and a real penalty for it. Because if you think about it, if it's just us dying, there's something awry.
Sure.
And then the last part about it is, because, I'll say this, a white cop friend told me that the Ferguson thing, he wished he'd have been there. I said, why? He said, because I worked Rampart Division in L.A. for 20, 30 years. I never pulled my gun once. And he says, there's no place more dangerous than Rampart in L.A. He said, if it had been me and I seen that kid talking trash to me, you know what I'd done? I said, come here, put him in a squad car, take him down, and bring his parents there, and use it as a teaching moment. Bring his parents to say, hey, he was talking crazy to me. I don't like that. I don't want to put him in jail. I'm going to give him a warning. I want you to go and take and counsel him so that kid could grow up. And he told me this. So that kid could grow up, go to college, get a job, and then turn around to other kids like him and say, hey, that cop did me a solid, and other cops like that. Yeah, and I just thought that was something that we need to hear, not from us,
right?
But it would be great to hear from a police officer and from people that, like I said, that are higher up, to say this is what we're doing to actually help the situation.
Right. Thank you for speaking out.
Yeah, you have to.
A lot of people, refuse to talk about it, but it's something that have to be addressed and have to be talked about. Yeah,
because if you don't, man, and especially it has to come from us, and we can't be afraid to talk about it. And here's the thing. I know a lot of military, a lot of police officers. This is not you. I'm not saying you did it.
Right.
But you got to look at it like this. If we play for the Atlanta Hawks, or if we play for the Atlanta Falcons,
right,
and the defensive back commits a penalty, holding, do they just penalize the defensive back? The whole team has to take it.
Right.
And if that defensive back keeps messing up, eventually we take him off the team so the team can flourish. So all we're saying is, whoever the person is committing the holding penalty,
right,
handle it, right, so we can go back to where I remember calling the cops. Used to feel good about it back in the day. Like, I call the police and they come in, and it was a more civil way of handling things. Anyway, that's my.
I got to ask you, who are you considering playing Don King in the Mike Tyson movie?
Yeah, we want to know this.
Who? I don't know. Who would you think?
Don King.
No, you didn't say Cheryl Underwood.
Did you say Cheryl Underwood? Oh,
Gary, why would you?
I mean,
oh my God! Oh But I wanted to talk about I'm Supposed to Be in Love by Now, which is a song that's from the piano. My daughter was like, "Yo, when you gonna slow it down?"
Oh yeah.
Another Dose. The actual record Hollywood on the record is not about Hollywood. It's a mislead. It's about what happened to me with the girl loosely when I was supposed to go to this big premiere, and I thought this girl was a girl I love or whatever, but I got sick, so I was 102 degree temperature, and the big premiere is that night. She said, "Well, what are we doing?" I said, "Well, I'm sick." Well, I got my dress. You know, they're gonna be interviewing me, and and I was like, "Baby, I'm sick." So I grabbed a dress. I said, "Hey, look, you gotta go ahead and go." And she went.
She went?
But I told her don't come back, right? And so she on the carpet, doing her thing. And I was like, wow. So I tell this guy about that situation. So he crafted a song that's really, really dope. And you could understand it too, because anyone can go Hollywood on you. So
was that the one I read about the other day when you and your daughter had a confrontation about?
What?
The 20-year-old?
Oh. Nah, that wasn't that one. No, it was just I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I dated somebody too young.
Right.
They was in their 20s.
Right.
And I knew I shouldn't have. And what I didn't want to do, I didn't want my daughter to see her. Mm-hmm. And then somehow I came home and the girl came to my house. And my daughter was there at the same time. And I was like, oh, snap, I go in, and the girl is talking to my daughter. Oh, it's just so good to see you. And she got a little half shirt on, and she came and said, hey, boo. I said, go put some clothes on. Put some clothes on. And my daughter's like, what's going on with you? I said, you guys meet? What do you think? She says, well, Dad, my daughter's like 17 at the time. She says, well, Dad, I got to go. I'm going to school. Do you want me to drop her off at first period?
No.
Yes. I thought that was so cute.
Gotcha. Oh man! So I was like, wow. But that's why I love my daughter. She
yeah. So she got that little timing too.
Not she's just real.
Yeah.
She real, and she has a little bit of she don't like that limelight stuff sometimes, and she don't like that when I try to get too fly with the young, and that's gonna be in my stand up too, about as I'm getting older trying to stay young and oh man, and it's a real story about that young girl too that I found out that
I thought it was a very interesting story when I read. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
So you see, so after like take me back. Okay, so you at home sick, you watching her on the red carpet.
Yeah.
So what happened after that?
Nothing.
She texted you.
It was over. She went on to someone else.
What?
Yeah,
what?
that's how. But
she
that
didn't
was
even
how
text you back after the red.
Hey, you know how it goes.
How many clothes she had over there? I mean, did she have any clothes over there?
She had some clothes over there. Get a nice little box.
Okay, did you
pack it up?
Okay, like cause
I ain't throwing it out. A nice little box.
Jamie, cause I have to get into the details. So when I think about it, I'm like, wow. So you saw on the red carpet and you at home sick and whatever. And so did you start gathering her things together then?
Not right there because I was sick.
Right.
And then there's a little grace period of like what we doing, and then eventually you could come get your stuff. I won't be at the house. You know what I'm
right. So did you have it at the box? You had somebody bring it to her on the porch?
Get somebody to box it up. Get it all together, man, because you don't want no litigation, nothing like that. You don't want nothing thrown out.
Any consolation prize? Maybe a used Tahoe, a car, some car you're not really driving.
No, she had money.
Right.
She had money anyway.
One of Mike Tyson's BMWs.
Right. I remember having a personal conversation with you. I had just lost I think we had probably lost our grandmothers around the same time. And it was like you could not even have a conversation about it. You just kind of walked us. I can't do it. Because we was in the room. Your piano was in there. You said that's the piano that your grandmother used to play.
Yeah, she used to play.
And it's like I have a connection. We both played, grew up in the church, grandmother's situation. Are you able to to talk about your grandmother now?
Oh yeah, man. I just thought that my grandmother was so cool, man, and she gave me everything I needed. The music, the whole nine. And my grandmother used to live with me. Like when she was 83, she lived with me during the living color days and stuff like that. And people would be like, I didn't know I was a mama's boy.
Yeah.
Until I come home from clubbing or whatever, and I'd be, yo man, this old lady out in the front. I said, yeah, that's my grandmother. And you hear some champagne. What we doing? What's going on? What we doing? How we doing it? You know what I'm saying? What we doing? So she was the one. I remember taking her to Hawaii. And that like made the papers. I was like, I'm taking my grandmother to Hawaii. So we went there for Christmas, and it was crazy. She was out there partying, 83, having a great time. And she had a boyfriend too that was 83 years old.
What?
Yeah, and
funny. I bet he probably was hilarious. I bet you probably loved him.
Yeah, he was cool. He was quiet because my grandmother talked a lot. You know,
right.
So she always with the quiet dude. And so he's back in the state, back on stateside rather. And I remember listening to her. She's on the phone with him. She said, "Yeah, well, don't let me come home and catch you with none of them little young ass girls now. Okay, when I get home, you better not have nothing on them young ass girls." And I was like, "Young girls?" So she hang the phone up. We like, "Granny, what you talking about, young girls? 60, 65." I was like, so that was my ace, man. You know, that was like my folks. And then she passed away just before the Oscars. Which is sort of like how God plans things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He puts balance in your life. But
absolutely.
It was, all fond memories of her, man. And she was my road dog. You know what I'm saying? And I know you went through that too. You know.
Yeah.
But it's great, man. It's great having family. And like even now with my whole family live with me. Like my stepfather actually lives with me, and my biological mom lives with me now.
Hey, so wait a minute. Tell us the story about your uncle. If he wants $75, and you try to give him maybe like a stack of grain.
Uncle Tally.
Yeah.
Because he never asked for money.
Right.
Yeah. I said, how you doing? Oh, baby, I'm good, baby. Look here, dog. I owe these loan sharks. I said, you owe loan sharks? Yeah, dog. I'm in a hole, Big Daddy. But I need some help on it. I said, how much you need? I'm thinking like $7,000. He said, look, I need $79 even. $79. Let me get $79. That'll get me up, get me where I need to be if I get $79 even. Because I ain't trying to get you for no money. I need $79.
So you try to get. So what happened when you try to get?
I said, let me give you $1,000. No, look here, dog. I ain't got my hand out now. Don't do me like that, nephew. But he'll call you 79 times for $79.
That's my favorite story.
Yeah.
That's my all-time favorite story.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. And the album comes out May 18th. I'm sorry. The album comes out May 18th. You know I love y'all.
Yeah.
But the album comes out May 18th. It's called Hollywood, A Story of a Dozen Roses. Is one of my best albums. I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I get nervous when I come and promote the music, and I just hope everybody, gets a chance to pick it up. I actually listen through the whole thing because, like now how people do downloads, and I try to get a no skip. I said, can I listen to this without wanting to skip? And I think we have no skips.
Which one you want us to play right now?
This is You Changed Me by Chris Brown. Want me to introduce?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
All right, it's Jamie Foxx. We got that brand new album coming out May 18th, Hollywood, A Story of a Dozen Roses. This is You Changed Me featuring Chris Brown. Let's go.
Say right here, Ricky Smiley Morning.
Right here, Ricky Morning Smiley Show. Right here on the Smiley Morning Show of Ricky. Right here on Smiley Morning, Ricky Show. Ricky, damn. It's the Ricky Morning Smiley Show. It's the Ricky Smiley Morning Show.
Foxx Jamie, ladies and gentlemen. Foxx Jamie.
There it is. Thank you, guys.
Give it up one more time. Jamie Foxx.
Great. Jay.
Check out my album, May 18th, Hollywood, A Story of a Dozen Roses, featuring Chris Brown, featuring Wale, featuring Fabo. Fabulous. Let's go.
Yeah.
Baby, I heard you weren't subscribed to our channel. You better click on that button right there down below.